How do you guys know each other?
Abby met me one day, December 1st, a year and a half ago. I had a cardiac arrest. I didn't have a heart attack. I skipped the heart attack version. I just went from perfectly good to dead. That was Hempfield Recreation Center on the very first treadmill on the second row.
What time of day?
Oh my gosh.
9:30.
Was it about 9:30? Okay.
Yeah, probably about 9:30.
It was in the morning. I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Yep.
I was on the treadmill. I had planned on doing a hike the next day called Breakneck Ridge north of West Point on the opposite side of the Hudson River. Toughest hike in New York, big granite mountain. And so I decided I just better warm up, just get my body loose and just feel good. And so I'm going to go to the gym and do 3 miles and just help myself relax. And so I got 2.6 miles, and a friend of mine, an old soccer mom, comes by, Dawn Brown, says, "Hey, Fred, how you doing?" So I turn it off, and she said, "I'm in the middle of a sentence," and I just drop. So that's how I got introduced to Abby.
I was down, the ellipticals are in front of the treadmills, but I was on the far other end of the gym. So I didn't see him collapse, but I heard the noise because I had earbuds in, but I heard a noise, and then I heard people kind of saw people starting to gather, and I turned around and could see feet hanging off of a treadmill. And so I quickly got off, probably not very gracefully, but got off the elliptical and made my way, and people had collected there. They weren't really sure what to do. And about the same time I got there, one of the staff member, Emily, had also gotten there, and then there was another man, Don. Don said, "There's no pulse. Okay, this is what we're going to do." And you start chest compressions, and I think to some degree I felt like I was on autopilot from there. I was starting chest compressions. I need an AED, like that's what we need. And I think I do remember when the AED actually said shock is advised. I remember saying, "Wow, we're doing this!" It was still very surreal, it can be kind of a traumatic thing to watch when somebody's defibrillated, but you just keep going and assessing and doing what you can in that time. And I'm very, very thankful that my participation in this was very short because he came around so quickly. It really was a kind of a dream team. We just worked really well. It just flowed amazingly because I've been through situations before where you just not nearly as severe, but even you approach somebody that has collapsed at church or something, and there's this well, I'm a nurse, well, I'm a and it can be a little bit like, okay, who's going to take charge? But in the situation, we just blended, and it just happened.
Fred, what's your earliest recollection post cardiac arrest? Do you remember being on the floor in gym or anything like that?
Oh yeah. So Deb Peelin is the aquatics director, and she was the third person that Abby just referred to. Comes back, and her face is right here. It's like inches away, and aquatics directors have a strong voice because they're talking to people underwater, right? So, "Fred, you had a heart attack. Where are you?" It's like, and I'm looking around like, where am I? So I'm looking around, I can see I'm at the Hempfield Rec just by the environment. So, "Deb, I'm at the Hempfield Rec." And so then I guess I started talking from that, but it took me, it really took me probably a few seconds, I don't know, 10 seconds or so to figure out where am I. I was disoriented. I was completely blanked out. So when I came back, I really didn't know where I was until I had to look at my environment.
Paramedics arrive
Paramedics arrived later. Yeah.
and put you on a board and take you
I
out to an
remember
ambulance?
them. I remember them putting me on the board, but I must have either passed out or a little bit because I don't remember going into the ambulance, but I remember being in the ambulance because now I'm real chill. I mean, I was thinking this is the funniest thing. So I'm in the back of the ambulance, and it's a perfectly clear day. You know, bright sunshine. You know, and they said, "Where do you want to go?" I said, "Oh, I want to go to Lancaster General." Okay, that's where we'll go. So we're going down like Duke Street, and you know, there's the trees and the buildings, and I'm looking out and said, "Man, this is cool." And I'm asking them questions. Do I know them? Because on previous experiences with the ambulance crews, and okay, I don't know them, but anyway, it was just chilling. I was just in the most chill mood. And then it was about a couple months later, I'm realizing, as I'm in this, just relaxing, enjoying this ride, my family's got to be going crazy because the police are calling saying he's had a medical event. What's going on? And I said they had no idea what was going on. They were just told to go to the hospital, immediately. And so they had their blood pressure had to be going up, and mine's going down because I'm just having a good time. Doctor comes and says, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a double bypass because he explained it was, at an artery with a Y, and they don't make Y stents, so I'm gonna have to do a double bypass." And okay, So that was Friday. They said, "Well, you might be able to leave by Tuesday," and I think it was Wednesday. So, by Wednesday I was ready to leave.
How did you come to learn about Abby and what she did to step in to save you? Like, was it you went back to Hempfield Rec and like, hey, by the way, there's this Emily and Don and Deb and Abby and
my son heard a little bit. So when they called him and he was talking, or they were telling him, so my son drove me to Hempfield Rec, and I just wanted to give everybody a hug, so hey, here's what. So went to see Emily first, and in her office, and she just jumps up and almost starts crying, or maybe she was crying. We just hug, and it's like, so she's telling me some things, and a little bit about what she was doing, and then I went back to see Deb in the pool at the aquatics section, and same thing. Deb sees me coming in her office, and it's like, oh, and she's crying and giving me a big hug, and it's like, so it was a great day. That was an awesome day, and then just talking to some other people, and then when I finally went back to the gym, which was probably another month, everybody knew me. You know what I mean? Because everybody had a story. I was here at the time. I was on this machine. I was here. I was in the parking lot, and I saw the ambulance. So everybody had a story that they wanted to tell. They were all presented with a Citizens Life Saving Award. Abby, Emily, and
Deb.
Deb.
Yeah.
So I went there for that, and that was neat. So that was the first time I got to see him or see Abby, and then Abby's parents are there, and all these folks are there. And my son comes there, and he's got flowers for everybody. So
that was cool.
It was pretty cool. It was a special event. It was really, really neat. It was like I think 16% of the people get through what I had. But if you're over 60 or over 70, it's like 2%. So it's more than it's remarkable how this whole thing. It's remarkable that I'm here. It's more because I'm one of the 2%, and God bless these folks, because they were the ones that did it.
His granddaughters had written us beautiful cards that were really emotional because they thanked us for giving them more time with their grandfather. Is it Poppy? Yeah, Pop. Yeah, thanks for giving us more time with Pop, and that was really impactful. I mean, it was enough to give him, his life, but the fact that, there's many people that love him, that are able to continue spending time with him, so it was neat.
You two have since developed a friendship through your passion for running. Can you unpack that for us a little bit?
Yeah, I'll start and then let her pick it up. But so it was the summertime, and I do my thing. And I try to do the machines at the rec 3 days a week, and then I try to do an aerobic, run either inside or outside 5 days a week. So I did some treadmill work. So I'm hot. And before I get in the car, I do a cool down. I was walking the parking lot a little bit, and this van pulls up. Window comes down and said, "Hey, do you recognize me?" And I didn't, but I recognized her voice. Okay, so I knew exactly who it was.
Interesting.
And yeah, and so I said yes. Then we talk a minute. She says, "I'm going to start running. Can you help train me?" I said, "Absolutely." We started training a little bit, and we did the honey run together. Then she says, "Well, then I'm doing this Ragnar run, which is a team run. So she has 3 segments of a run. So she's got like 2 4.5 mile segments and then 6+ mile segment.
Yeah.
So to go from nothing to a 5K, 3.9 miles to essentially a half marathon, that's a pretty big step. So we started training, and but I love training her because she wants to learn. She's very attentive. Like when I explain, she's trying everything I'm asking her to do, and so a great student.
Question for both of you: how has this event changed your life, impacted your life? How would you answer that?
Well, for me, it brought a very unexpected friendship. Another person to be accountable in my health too, and keeping myself healthy, and somebody to just kind of help push me along, and not to grow stagnant or slip back into old habits, I think is, one thing, but the friendship, beyond our health is, we talk about everything while we're running. I mean, we have so many neat conversations, and we've gotten to know each other. It's just been a very rewarding friendship, and Fred's very special to me, and I'm excited just to see how it continues.
You can't find a better person than Abby in this world. I mean, seriously, she's a terrific person. But just the friendships and the value interpersonal interactions, I made that a higher priority.